I know last time I streamed, I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. And my mental health isn't very good, so I'm going to end the stream early. And then I disappeared for a month. Don't worry, everything has been fine. It just hasn't been a very opportune time to like stream on certain Sundays. Like it was Mother's Day one Sunday, and then I went to a really cool birthday party on another Sunday. And then we had like a Dandies in Danger meeting on another Sunday, which is typically, if I can't make it on a Sunday, it's usually because my time is being spent on the podcast I'm in, Dandies in Danger. I miss this game. With my podcast, Dandies in Danger, that's typically what I'm most busy with these days. It's like an RPG, like D&D style podcast. Regency era, paranormal, very, very queer. There's 4 of us. 3 out of 4 of us are trans. All of us are neurodivergent. And
not a brain cell between us.
Not. I play arguably the most airheaded character out of the beautiful kind of bimbo bisexual Daniel Pritchard. But we're all writers and artists, and we actually trade the DMing role for every arc, which is very interesting. So we're kind of collaboratively building one story, and we do get together for discussions of like, okay, what's the end game, how do we build to that so that we can keep a little bit consistency. But a lot of it is actually a surprise to everyone else, and then I also compose for it. So if you're interested in the kind of music that I write, you can listen to Dandies in Danger. We're on pretty much every major podcasting platform, but it's a narrative, fictional, fun, spooky kind of story. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get started. I don't remember how to take my overlay off. Wait, okay, just a second. Okay, somehow that worked. It's been so long I don't remember what my own commands are anymore. Last time I streamed I was fighting with my VTuber software, so I just... You guys get a PNG instead. Okay, we're back with Simon. I kind of wanted to start this playthrough with trying out the Temerian Descendant again in Yatsik's playfile, but I realized I've been playing so much Elden Ring that I don't even remember any of the moves, and I didn't really want to like start with a boss who was kind of difficult. So because oh my god, I almost clicked X to jump. You can't jump in this. Oh no. I clicked triangle to interact with it. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have been playing Elden Ring. But it's been a month and I wanted to play one of these games.
Also, switch over is so hard.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just kind of start with easy stuff again. So we'll continue the DLC, which is not easy, but it's easier than jumping in immediately with a boss. I wanted to go over notes. Sit down and listen. Okay, nothing like some good phlegm to set the tone. Oh man, I was gonna share this earlier, but I was like, imposter Yosefka thought she had escaped beasthood by being chosen to give birth to what? And then I was gonna go visit Ariana and be like, this celestial baby. When referring to Ariana, I'm reading my notes. Corrupted blood when referring to Ariana, talk about how Queen Annalise was trying to achieve this only for Udin to choose her descendant, Ariana. Well, I've talked about it. I'm sorry. We'll get back into the swing of things, but it's going to be a little rusty in the beginning. So Queen Annalise was trying to achieve a child of blood, as we learned from the blood dregs, and being a vile blood and trying to get her this, all this stuff. But as you find out, typically in Dark Souls Covenants, and I didn't realize this because I played Bloodborne first, but typically in these kinds of covenants, like vile blood or things like that, you would get rewards by collecting these specific collectibles and then giving them to the Covenant leader. But Bloodborne kind of flips that on its head and cultivates hopelessness by having it so that no matter how many blood dregs you give to Queen Annalise, she's never going to give you anything, and she's also never going to have a child of blood. In fact, her descendant Ariana is the one who ends up having a Great One child of some sort. I also kind of wanted to point out that throughout this playthrough, this lore playthrough, I've often had to make cruel choices to obtain lore items. I killed Willem, Ariana, the Brain of Mensis, Imposter Yosefka, when I could have just left them all alone. I killed Abriatus as well. All dead, because I pursued knowledge. I was encouraged to violence. Knowledge equals violence. And this has a lot to do with kind of that medical narrative that Charred Thermos was talking about in an Agony of Effort playlist, where we are kind of like a surgeon in pursuit of knowledge. We are someone, an anatomist who cracks open a body to see what's inside, to have maybe eyes on the inside, you might say. Talking about the DLC, who was the generational curse muttered to when we were whisked to the Hunter's Nightmare? They said, curse the fiends their children to, and their children's children forever true, or something like that. But it was a generational curse uttered, and we don't yet have an answer as to who this generational curse was placed upon, and I would like you to keep that in your head, that there was a generational curse, and it has to do with the DLC. Who is it placed upon? I also wanted to point out that when we fight the blood-drunk hunters, they scream, "More blood," as there are different forms of addiction to this blood, and one of the forms of addiction is something that doesn't turn the hunter into a beast. It's something that turns them into still a monster, but they retain their human form. They just become extremely violent, and they pursue the hunt more than anything else. It seems like the blood-drunk hunters we encounter in the nightmare are powder kegs. Like, they have a need for bombast and explosives, and maybe that is kind of what led to too much violence and like the fun of it, and that it deviates from Gehrman's ways. Like, they are the school of hunters that said, if it ain't got a kick, it just ain't worth it. All the weapons that we have from the old hunters so far are very bombastic weapons. We have the beast cutter, which is kind of like a strength-based threaded cane. Very slow, but very powerful. It's got the serrated edges. It's called Beast Cutter, and serrated edges are especially good for fighting beasts. So this was for bigger beasts, more bombast. And we also gained the Boom Hammer, which is what one of those other hunters was fighting me with, and it explodes, and it's got like a small furnace in it. I think these are powder keg weapons. It seems most plausible. And also the powder kegs were around at the same time that Gehrman was, and we seem to have moved back in time. The title of the DLC is called The Old Hunters, so we are moving back in time, and it's probably what we're glimpsing is stuff from Gehrman's time, and the powder kegs were known as quote-unquote the heretics of the workshop. And it seems like most of the blood-drunk hunters we have encountered have been powder kegs. That's my assumption. I said, hunter enemies make the sound hunters do when they die, but they come back. They really are 10 a penny. I think it was written somewhere that they were 10 a penny, which is why I quoted that specifically. We're back here, but we have this shortcut opened. We talked to Simon. I don't think he has anything new to say to us, but last time we talked he said,
"Beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason, and some do not wish to be discovered, especially when the secrets are particularly unseen."
So he's a truth seeker. He wants to kiss your dad. Whenever I can leave notes, I leave a note next to him that says, "Beware of secrets." Beware. But yeah, he is, we've examined him last time. he is wearing similar to like beggar's clothes. So he was kind of part of Gehrman's line of hunters that would try to blend in with the rest of the Yarnamites. Oh, oops, I was too loud. Ooh! That's what you get. Okay, so there's someone I want us to meet, or at least fight. Oh. Oh. X is interact with things. X is interact with things. X is interact with things. This is not Elden Ring. X is interact with things. I remember when I found some beast pellets here. That's very important. Remember that, because someone teeming with beast pellets, as we can see, appear to be hunter-shaped. Oh my god, get up, please. Oh my god. Bloodborne, go through, go through, go through, go through. Two can do that. No, no, no. Triangle is healed. Through. Stop it. Through. See, he turned right and back into a human right before he died. Hi Squonk, been meaning to see your stream again, so glad I could catch you. Oh, hooray! Thank you for coming back. So he clearly had a little bit of beast transformation, and he was very violent, and he had a lot of that beast pellet coming off of him, like the abhorrent beast, that kind of electrical guy who could still speak to us. The guy who was bigger, and he's like, oh yeah, do you know any safe places? And he was like eating a child. So there are people who take beast pellets and transform partially from them. And this seemed like a hunter who was utilizing that. We just got the firing hammer badge. Let's read about it. Where was that? I think it's in key. It is in the shape of a oh, I don't remember what they're called, but they flintlock. They're on flintlock guns, and this is the piece that actually holds the flint, and then it's like a spring, and it shoots forward. It releases, and then it shoots forward, and then it taps something, and it creates like the spark, and that's what fires a flintlock gun. Firing hammer badge crafted by the Oto workshop. We've heard of them once, I think. Precursor to the workshop of the heretical powder kegs. Okay. So actually, I'm going to correct what I said earlier. Maybe these people, these blood drunk hunters that we're running into, are not powder kegs. They're from the Oto workshop. Or maybe, okay, so the Oto workshop is like its own thing, maybe? Maybe it was evolving alongside Gehrman's workshop, and then the powder kegs were descendants of the Oto workshop, but were also working with Gehrman, but they carried a lot of the Oto kind of like ways with them. I don't know. And that would make them heretical to the workshop? I don't know. Powder kegs were driven by singular ideas and crafted strange weapons of great intricacy. It is clear that the philosophy of the powder kegs was already established at this time. And this dropped off of this beast hunter, who was not very explosive, but maybe their psychology was, their philosophy was. It's blocked by a big nightmare gravestone. Like the bleeding pieces. It's almost as if this place is kind of like a memory, and this person, whoever is hosting this nightmare, is having trouble remembering all of Yharnam. So this area, which would normally go down to the ladder in Yosefka's clinic, is completely blocked off. And the spaces that are being filled in, there's also this weird like wall here, which is normally not there. It's kind of like they're compressing parts of Yharnam. They're like, oh yeah, there was probably a building here. And then what I was saying earlier, and then I interrupted myself, is that the pieces where it's blank are being filled in with things that we've seen in the Nightmare Frontier. That's what it seems like. We have a lot of these mosquito-like blood lickers, which we saw at Canehurst, and I didn't want to interact with them because they are scary. But now it seems like we might have to interact with them. Please don't follow me. I'm like completely out of bullets. So I'll make some. Out of my own blood. I forgot you can't crouch in this game, you just have to walk gently. So typically I skip this area because there's way too many of them, but there's an item over there that I want and is important for our lore. Oh no. No, stop it. Oh no. I might just run and get it. Because then at least we would have it. Cause there's this I don't know how to fight this enemy, and there's too many of them. Do I have like a Molotov? I have delayed Molotovs, that's not good. I don't know how flammable they are anyway. Got it, got it, I got it, I got it. I'm stuck. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm dead. But we got the Constable's trouser. Yeah, powder keg hunter badge. If a weapon ain't got kick, it just ain't worth it. Heretics of the Workshop. Come back! I was reading. And this hunter hat says recognizable by its withered feathers. Is fashioned after one of the... Recognizable by its withered feathers, this cap is fashioned after one of the old hunters. I want you to keep that in mind. Who are we going to meet who perhaps wears something like that? And then speaking of clothes, what we just picked up was... Sorry for my weird throat thing. We just picked up the Constable's trousers. Let's read about that. Constable's trousers. Once upon a time, a troop of foreign constables chased a beast all the way to Gehrman, and this is what they wore. The constables became victims of the beast, except for one survivor who in turn devoured the creature whole all by himself. This fable is a favorite among Yarnamites who are partial to any stories of pompous, intolerant foreigners who suffer for their ignorance. It makes the blood taste that much sweeter. I want to show you something real quick. We're going to go back. Where was I going to go? Forbidden Woods. Because I want to show you something. We saw a lot of vampiric kind of symbolism in Canehurst, including those bloodlickers who are kind of tick-like or mosquito-like. They have different variations on the size of their abdomens depending on how much blood they've consumed. Some of them are extremely bloated, and they make this huge blood explosion when you kill them. But I wanted to show you something real quick. So we've met this guy, right? Met Walter. We don't have the constable garb yet. Oops, I can't show you, but... I guess we'll come back. I don't like that hat. Never mind. Alright, we'll come back. But anyway, since we're here, we'll look at him. Look at these clothes. And remember them. Remember these clothes and what they look like. Back to the DLC. Let's run straight into the wall.
Beware.
I just wanted to hear him say that. Beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason. I remember voicing a character in when I was DMing Dandies in Danger Arc 3, and then I eventually showed the people I was DMing Simon from Bloodborne, and they're like, "Oh, he speaks like Carrion," and I was like, "Oh no." You mean I accidentally made a character who speaks like Simon? This is the back of another cathedral. And there is a summoning little set of messengers there, which we typically see to summon an NPC, which means that there's a boss nearby. And as you can see, my cursor right here, I'll put my cursor right here and then I'll move it away so that you can actually see it. But that's a little Wandering Madness. So that's like an upgrade material. And there's stuff down here in this little river of blood back here. Constable's gloves. Constable's gloves. Once upon a time, a troop of foreign constables chased a beast all the way to Yarnum. This is what they wore. That's the same exact description as the constable's trousers that we found. So this was probably during the time of constables, whatever that means. Oh, I could have snuck up on him, I guess.
I had no idea what hit him.
No, he didn't. Ah, they're shooting at me. Oh, keep calm.
These don't bugs like that up
No, you did not.
The mosquitoes were just about that big.
Not that big. Oh, what? Stop. I know I switched these so that it would be easier, but it's actually made life a lot more difficult because my brain keeps switching everything anyway.
Puppy.
It's not a puppy.
Bad.
It's a bad. It's a bad dog. Very blood slick.
Snake dogs.
Somehow I feel like the dogs in Elden Ring are worse.
Maybe you're just used to the patterns of this one.
I think a lot of them have like status buildup too.
Oh.
So they'll like give you scarlet rot and stuff. Hmm? The bleed ones, yeah, the bleed. Oh, they were a lot worse in the Wild West
Yeah.
unpatched first version. He spotted me of Elden Ring. These crinkly puppers. Giff him. Ah, yes. Get eated. I'm gonna stay away from that crow though. So he dropped a blood gem. He's got so much blood running through his veins. Wait, everyone does. That was kind of not a great statement. We've got this staring contest going on right now. There we go. Oh, there's so many of them. So many these are called carrion crows. So, of course, birds that eat dead bodies. And these are not enemies, but they do move. They're a moving part of our environment. A bunch of dead, groaning, possibly still feeling bodies. Absolutely covered in blood. They didn't explore all of down here yet. Cold blood, that's always good. No doors we can knock on. Oh, no thank you, wiggly bodies. So there's a torch over here, which likely means there's a person and a dog, so I'm not going to mess with that. Until maybe later. Maybe we can run around and get the drop on them. Now we're presented with a very important building. This is the Astral Clock Tower. And a broken sun. They look a little similar in shape. Those bodies need to get themselves together. Worst wave I've seen. Yeah, they're not very coordinated. So before we go up here, I'm gonna get everything that I want to get from here, because there's an item over there. Constable's garb. Now I can finally show you. I told you to remember what Walter wears. And that's because we've actually found his outfit. I look sad. There's like the blood on my face is like... But yeah, this is exactly what Walter wears, down to the little chain that's dangling. It looks like a bullet, possibly. He was a constable, it seems. So he was from a foreign land. This is what a lot of the hunters look like who shoot at us. And then there's something else I want to get. Oh, we need to read about the constable garb. It's probably going to say the same thing that all the other constable stuff has said, but sometimes it's different. Once upon a time. Yep. So who do you think the person is who was the person who devoured the beast? Maybe it's our friend who keeps talking about how he sees vermin. The majority of the Bloodborne community thinks that the constable who... the constables became victims of the beast except for one survivor who in turn devoured the creature whole. Except for one survivor. Okay, it is confirmed. Walter is the one who devoured the creature whole all by himself. And maybe that is what gifted him the ability to see vermin. Gifted in quotes. No hat? Well... no constable hat that we know of, but a lot of the hunters who shoot us look like this. So, like, this is presumably the hat that goes with the constable outfit. Except for Walter, who wears a bucket hat, a bucket helmet, one-eyed bucket helm, which we can get by killing him or completing his quest. I want to look up how to complete his quest. I do want to grab this real quick. Is that Hunter after me? Oh, it wasn't torchlight. I can't see him anymore. Well, we picked up the hunter's scythe. Don't worry about the noise, it's just the environment. Those bodies. Beast Hunter Scythe, a trick weapon used by the old hunters. It was what the guy fighting me was using. A second blade is found inside the curve of the main one. In its initial form, the scythe can be wielded like a long curved sword, but when transformed, its blade is contracted, allowing for quick, repeated stabs. Although this trick weapon allows for adaptive combat, it was later replaced by saws and similar weapons that were more effective at disposing of beasts. And we actually do have the attributes to wield it, so I can show you a little bit of it. So this is like the sword aspect of it. And then we can transform it into something that's a lot like the saw spear or the saw cleaver. So this is kind of like a predecessor of the saw spear and the saw cleaver. And it makes for quicker movements. It's a pretty good weapon all around. I don't think I've ever done a playthrough where I used it entirely, but let's continue. There's another one of those bell guys. He's got a gun! New lantern. repair my weapon real quick. We could get the scythe up a bit if we wanted. Why not? Maybe we could actually start using that a little bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, we need a little bit more. Not bad. And maybe we could get some more health. They're so expensive now. What is this, America? So we found the Nightmare Church, it's called. So there was a cathedral and a church. For those of you not raised Christian. Cathedral is bigger. Cathedral tends to have a bishop in charge of it. A church, I believe, tends to have like a priest in charge of it. I don't know, but lower ranking and smaller. And as you can see, this is indeed a lot smaller. There's this guy back here. Nope. Ow. Shit. Oh, he's got more health than usual. But it doesn't matter, does it? And of course he was carrying blood on him. There's something down there. I don't have any Molotovs again. Blood vials. I hate this outfit. I'm gonna change it. That's kind of cool. Maybe we can find a better hat. That's pretty cool. Oil, not bad. Like a snail lady. Where did they fall from? They look very out of place with the rest of their surroundings. We haven't seen anything like covered in barnacles. They're also not covered in blood. They seem kind of out of place. Like an element of a dream or a nightmare where something subconscious has slipped in. Remember this snail lady for later. That hunter's still alive because we had to go back. I probably shouldn't have gone back. Whirligig Saw. A trick weapon crafted by the workshop heretics, the powder kegs, and weapon of choice for the old hunter Volter, the beast eater. Ah! Volter uses this weapon, which we haven't seen because we haven't seen Volter fight. This weapon pummels beasts in its mace form, but its true strength lies in its attached mechanical saws. These discs, lined with serrated teeth, spin rapidly, thrashing the flesh of beasts into fine shreds. If this looks familiar, it's kind of like a big old pizza cutter, but it mechanically whirs, and it will cut enemies. If this looks familiar to you, if you've played Elden Ring, it's because the, I think it's called the Blade of Giza. I don't know if it's Blade of Giza, but the Giza Giza's wheel is based on the whirligig saw from Bloodborne. Okay. So there's no way for us to get back except to deal with the hunter over here, but I might just kind of run for it. And I could actually probably sneak up on him, but there's so many crows. We'll just deal with them as they come. And then I'll stab him from the back if he doesn't notice me. He still hasn't noticed. Oh, they dropped a beast blood pellet. Typically they drop pebbles or something like that. Oh, I don't wanna track the hunter. So dread-inducing. See, yeah, they typically drop pebbles. What did you drop? Of course, blood. So let's return. I have 88 insight. We don't have many oh, they're still there. There's another one over there. We don't have many echoes, and there's a lore item behind this guy, so I think we can just go get it and not really care about dying or not. So let's go do that. If I just stay over here, maybe he'll go away. Yes. I'm not here, I'm invisible. Okay, what we just got was a set of clothes that I'll put on for you now and read. Butcher Mask, Mask of the Medeiros twins, denizens of the Forbidden Woods, likely belonging to the older of the two. The twins grew up in silent kinship with a poisonous snake. Eventually they learned human ways and became hunters. When they discovered vermin even in their beloved snake, the younger brother is said to have murdered the older. Garb of the Medeiros twins, denizens of the Forbidden Woods, likely belonging to the older. Both the twins became hunters and brought back and dissected their beast prey in order to support the villagers in their forbidden research. Possibly they were working with Bergenworth at this time because that sort of research was very much in line with what the school of Bergenworth was doing. And it says they were hunters, but they were raised by snakes, interestingly. Butcher gloves. And interesting also that the term butcher is used to describe someone who is dissecting their prey. Again, with that anatomist sort of symbolism. Butcher trousers. And that says all the same thing, and this is what it looks like. It's a very, I look so goofy in it. Like, my eyes are so friendly. And then I'm, like, wearing this terrifying garb. This is what it looks like. It's permanently stained with blood. These two, obviously, were not of sound of mind. They were raised by snakes. And one of the brothers killed the other brother. As you do. I'm going to get to relative safety real quick. Reset everything. I'm going to repair my weapon. And we have a very interesting boss ahead of us. We're about to meet someone extremely lore important. And I am so excited for that. What have we got here? Higher blood max, that's fine. Visceral attacks restore HP, okay. Strengthens visceral. Visceral attacks restore HP. Oh, I've got that compiled. Okay, interesting. Hunter. Stamina recovery speed up. That's good. I still don't know what control heal near death +1 means. Vial HP recovery up. So that just, I'm never going to be Radiance because I think it's a little fascist. But, the effect would be vials heal you a little bit more than usual, which is pretty good. Boost during co-op, which doesn't necessarily apply to me unless I want to summon somebody, so I think we'll stick with Hunter. I don't really like this outfit. I'm gonna wear something nice. All dressed up and nowhere to go. So I'm not gonna bother with these guys. You hear that knocking? One of those bodies knocking to get out. There's more of these nightmare faces like we saw in the Nightmare of Mensis. More blood vials. Gotta look cool and gothic while slaying blood-diseased beasts. It's true. Like, the gothic aspects are like the best part of this game. You gotta be stylish. Poor guy. Though it is very beneficial for us. You can't lock onto him, but it is very beneficial for us to kill him. Because he always drops 5 blood vials, which is very, very good, especially when you encounter this boss, who is kind of difficult. I think I'll do this without a summon. This time around I've got my lantern on. Alright, we've got all these... my heart is beating. We've got all these bodies, and this river of blood that comes out here flows into this larger river. There's some carrion crows. There's a gate. There's a gate similar to... I'm gonna kill them because they're gonna be a nuisance otherwise, but there's a gate. Where have we seen this kind of gate before? It's a little similar to Cathedral Ward and the hunters who would march up to defend Gehrman, isn't it? We've seen lots of gates like this, especially in Cathedral Ward. I want you to remember who one of the most important figures in that set of hunters was. Oh my god, my heart is beating. Oh, I know, no. I'm not ready. I'm so not ready. We don't need sedative. I'm so not ready. Oil might be useful. Anything else? Old hunter bone might be useful. That's about it. Okay. well. You ready? Looks like a boss room.
Please help us. An unsightly beast. A great terror looms. Ludwig is coming. Have mercy. Have mercy upon us.
Ludwig. Oh. Oh, shit. Horsey Ludwig. Typically lupine in nature, but Ludwig seems to be an exception. He's even biting at me. I think he's actually the scariest beast design. Oh no, the guy's dead. Literally everything about the design is so perfect, so gross and scary and uncanny. Here is the coolest cutscene in the entire game. Here you go.
You were at my side all along. My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
Oh, I might be dead. Oh, Ludwig, you're so... Oh no, I'm dead. But now we can talk about him. Oh. His phase change is my favorite out of any Souls game ever. So he was... Obviously... Let's talk about it. Ludwig. We already know about him. He was the leader of the church, the healing church hunters. The people who were more public. Oops, wrong thing. People who were more public about... I do want to buy more fire paper, I guess. No, we'll wait on that. They were... So he was the person who was converting Yarnamites, and he was the person who was, like, the face of, like, the people. He was the hero of the people, and he was more public than Gehrman, who was in secret. And so by Yarnamite standards, Ludwig is actually the first hunter, because Gehrman's workshop was in secret, and by all that they know, did not exist. So Ludwig is that handsome hero. But obviously he has become a beast. A horse-like beast. And it makes me think of Animal Farm and of Boxer, the horse, who was like the workhorse and was easily manipulated because he wasn't really an ideas person. He was someone who could be told what to do and then was a good little workhorse and would just do it. And I feel like Ludwig is the same kind of person who was told what to do. I think by Lawrence, who clearly was in charge of the church. The handsome hero to beast pipeline. Love it. But poor Ludwig is in this nightmare, this blood-drunk nightmare. When we fight him initially, he's on all fours or eights, however many limbs he has. He has a lot of horse qualities, of course. If you look carefully, you'll be able to see it. I'll be busy fighting him, but you can see he is still wearing his healing church hunter garb. Also, I never considered the Animal Farm connections before the Boxer and horse. Yeah. That's what I think anyways, that he was kind of the workhorse of the healing church. He's got limbs flailing in lots of different directions, definitely like a painful transformation. Then he has this like other mouth on the side of his head. As you saw in the beginning cutscene, it has a bunch of eyes on the inside. It's kind of like it's this pulsating thing, and it spat weird white liquid at us earlier, which if it had hit me would have been extremely damaging to me. But that with that cutscene, he pulls out this sword, which, if you look carefully, is on his back the entire time, and it's actually the Holy Moonlight Sword. It has different names throughout every every Soulsborne game, but it's in pretty much every Soulsborne game, including Elden Ring. It made a return as the Dark Moon Greatsword, but it's kind of like the signature Souls sword, and he has it in this game. He calls it his guiding moonlight, and he seems quite obsessed with it. And his eyes on the inside of this mouth suggest some kind of connection with the arcane. So he's interestingly a character who is affected both by the beast blood in his bestial transformation and also by the arcane. He's undergoing like two transformations at once, which is why I think his form is more monstrous than any other monster form we've seen, because he's being torn in two directions. We don't know why the arcane is affecting him. We don't know much about this sword. But I guess we'll have to find out more as we discover more. He also kind of tends to run away from us and then violently attack. I'm dead. That didn't go very well. But he very much behaves in a bestial sort of like fear-motivated way in his first phase, and then he stands like a man and he speaks, and when he grunts, it's like a man grunting in his second phase. And his monster design is designed to both be on all fours or all eights, however many he has, and also stand as a man. Guiding moonlight parallels Gehrman, perhaps. We do know that Gehrman is greatly associated with the moon. Or that, at least, the moon is extremely important in Bloodborne lore so far. Could Ludwig be talking about the same thing? The same sort of moon? The half man, half horse face too, yeah. So one side of his face is ripped open and exposes, see, on his right, it exposes all of his teeth, and then when you look at his left, it's more covered, and he has, like, more cheek. So he is very asymmetrical, a very mutated, painful transformation, and he just stomped my ass. But yeah, still wearing his healing church garb, as you can see. And when he fights us in his second phase, it's almost like he still thinks he's fighting beasts. Completely unaware that he has become one himself. Probably the most horrible beast we've seen so far. Oh no. Okay, so that's his second mouth opening up and spraying some sort of arcane stuff at me. Boom. Okay. Sorry, that's to help me keep beat. No, 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 no. It is a good time for him to stand still, though. It always sounds like he's in pain when he does that one. No! Oh god, I could just die from that. Boom! 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 Oh god, I missed it. There's stuff over here. They're like, we know this boss fight's hard. Here's some blood vials. Yeah, he always sounds in pain when he does that one. I have huge sympathy for him. Ludwig, my horse boyfriend. Oh god. Oh my god. No, it's Ludwig, stop. Stop. Okay, gotcha. He also has a lot of, like, that beast pellet sort of stuff coming off of him. As if he's been, like, doping up on it or something. Maybe that was why he became a beast, and, like, what he used to accentuate his fighting. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Don't, Ludwig, please. Oh. Boom! Boom! Okay. We're gonna watch this again because I love it. See, we actually see his left side, his more human side of his face,
all along.
during the moment in which we humanize him in this cutscene. It's more prevalent.
My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
And then his horse whinny is not the sound of a horse, it's actually the sound of a man making a horse sound. Stop it. Oh my god, I'm dead. He hits like an absolute truck. The cinematography, dang. I know, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's like we hit him enough where he falls. He sees his sword, and looking at the sword is what brings him that clarity of who he used to be. Let's try again. Ooh. Let's have a little help. Oh god. Okay. Let's go. Oh my god, stop. Right in the crotch. Got him. R.I.P. Ludwig. We got a rune called Guidance. A Carol rune discovered by the old hunter Ludwig. So a lot of these have been discovered by Carol, I think. But this was discovered by Ludwig along with the holy moonlight sword. So this came exactly with it. Boosts amount of life recovered by rallying. So it would just boost it. Rallying is when I get my health back from hitting somebody. And it would just boost the amount that I get back every time I hit them. When Ludwig closed his eyes, he saw darkness, or perhaps nothingness, and that is where he discovered the tiny beings of light. Ludwig was certain that these playful dancing sprites offered guidance, and emptied Ludwig of his fears, at least in the midst of a hunt. So he actually sought clarity in kind of like a meditative state from perhaps these arcane beings. Why kill him? Why not befriend the sad horseman? I know. His head is still here and it's moving. And we can talk to it.
Good hunter, have you seen the thread of light? Just a hair, a fleeting thing. Yet I clung to it, steeped as I was in the stench of blood and beasts. I never wanted to know what it really was. Really, I didn't.
So you might have noticed pretty obviously that those were not horse sounds. They were a person making horse sounds. It's kind of like that combination of the two places he was being pulled. He was being pulled into beastliness. And as you can see, like clearly he has become a beast. But he was also being pulled in that arcane... oh, his poor eye twitching around. He was also being pulled towards the madness of knowledge with the Great Ones at the same time. And so he was going mad, but a part of him was also being kept sane and being pulled into a madness of a different sort. So he never fully descended into beasthood, and yet he did at the same time. There's a beastliness of him, but it's still very human, which I think is why they had the actor make horse sounds instead of having actual horse sounds, letting out his inner brony. You ruined everything. Okay, so he is not talking to us. He's done talking to us. But we remember he used to be a member of the church, a hunter of the church specifically, and we had different dialogue open up when we talked to Adela, and we saw that she was also a member of the church. Maybe something different will open up if we wear church hunter garb around Ludwig, maybe in his memory.
Tell me, good hunter of the church, have you seen the light? Are my church hunters the honorable Spartans? I hoped they would be.
So he's asking if his legacy was all for naught, or if he left something good behind. I'll let you guys decide what to say to him. Should we lie and say that his church hunters and his legacy he left behind were the honorable Spartans he hoped they would be? And yes, apparently Sparta exists in the Bloodborne universe. And Or should we tell him the truth that, no, they were not, in fact? I'll let you guys decide. I'm not going to put a poll up. You guys can just write in the chat. But I also wanted to talk about, he asked us if we've seen the light. And of course, we just read from the guidance rune that it was probably those little, like, shimmering beings he was talking about. He's hallucinations brought on by the sword. Or were they hallucinations? Maybe they were real. They seemed to have a real effect on him. The truth, in my opinion. You want to tell him, no, the church hunters were not the honorable Spartans you wished they would be. Yeah, tell him the truth. Got 2 votes for the truth. I'm gonna have one more vote come in and we'll see. What's everyone else think? Nah, we'll go with the truth.
Oh my. Just as I feared. Then a beast-possessed degenerate was I, as my detractors made eminently clear. Does the nightmare never end?
So he had detractors, he mentions. As my detractors, a beast-possessed degenerate was I, as my detractors made eminently clear. So it seemed like he was aware of his criticisms. One more vote won't change the outcome. It's true. Okay, so he just... That's all he's going to say to us for now. Let's go level up, because we certainly have enough to do so. So I think he was clinging to this sword and to his purpose, really hoping that... Really hoping that it was not for nothing. I have 92 insight. Underground corpse pile. Sorry. Ah! Simon's here. Oh. There is a very specific type of arrow through Ludwig's eye. And he seems to be dead.
Oh, he's well and truly gone now. A tragic figure. But he will shame himself no longer. He died with his ideals untarnished. He was a true hero, and earned that much at least. Here, this is Ludwig's guiding light, the blinding thread that led and misled that consummate hero, the poor brute. Do you know why the hunters are drawn to this nightmare? Because it sprouted from their very misdeeds. Things that some would rather keep secret. A pitiful tale of petty arrogance, really. High time someone exposed the whole charade. Now, go on ahead. You seek nightmares and the secrets within, do you not?
Simon speaks of Ludwig as if he knew him. He seems deeply affected by what Ludwig became and the fate of this person, and he considers him a true hero. That's what he said. And he says he'll shame himself no longer. And he has put him out of his misery. He found him babbling and making hoarse sounds and, just being ahead, and so he had him quit while he was ahead. I'm sorry. He put him out of his misery. Poor thing, and he said he'll shame himself no longer. And I appreciate Simon because he's one of the few people who talks to us without laughing at the end. But he He said, it's about time someone exposed the whole charade. The nightmare sprouted from the hunter's misdeeds. So, it seems like he and I are kind of working together to expose whatever charade this may be. Interesting that we fight Ludwig in this complete puddle of blood. We've seen this river of blood and things like that, and then we have this entire room of it, almost as if it's emanating from here. And then there's piles of corpses. It might not be emanating from here. It might be throughout the entire nightmare, but there's piles of corpses. And Ludwig was the leader of the healing church hunters, and so of course he would be responsible for many, 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 many bodies. There is, here he is, this guy who talks to us in the beginning. It's possible that he can actually survive the fight. It's very improbable, but it happens sometimes. I think when you talk to him, he just like cackles at you. But I think this is a reflection of Ludwig's victims. And notice how they're all human-shaped. None of them are beasts. They're all human-shaped. And still kind of sentient, some of them are.
Shrouded my life with steady stride, colored by blood but always clear of mind, proud unto the church. Beasts are cursed and curses are shackled, only ye the true blades of the church. Shrouded by night but with steady stride, colored by blood but always clear of mind, proud unto the church. Beasts are cursed and curses are shackled, only ye the true blades of the church.
There's a hunter in there, in a prison, a locked prison, slamming their head against the wall and chanting what seems like an oath of the blades of the church. Sort of this madness against the beasts. Or, sorry, this hope against... I want to get rid of you first, because, oh my god. Bad shotgun, though. Rifle, whatever. Took me out. We'll do this a little smarter. But that hunter appears not to be well in the mind. And, he's talking about how he is a blade of the church, and another person we've heard referred to as a blade of the church was Ludwig. I totally forgot to read about the weapon we just received. The weapon. The Holy Moonlight Sword. The one that Ludwig was using against us in the battle. An arcane sword discovered long ago by Ludwig. When blue moonlight dances around the sword and it channels the abyssal cosmos, its great blade will hurl a shadowy light wave, like we saw him do in the fight. The Holy Moonlight Sword is synonymous with Ludwig, the Holy Blade. But few have ever set eyes on the Great Blade, and whatever guidance it has to offer, it seems to be of a very private, elusive sort. So that implies that we might not be able to... Can't equip that, never mind. We might not be able to receive its guidance. We might not be able to go mad in the same way that Ludwig did. Let's actually hide in here. Wait for them to pass. Thankfully, none of the enemies like are affected by my lantern. Otherwise, they'd be like, "There's someone in there," but none of them are. It doesn't occur to them. All right, so he's passed, and then I want to take out the old man in the wheelchair. That sounds awful out of context. He's dangerous. Love me some light blind baddies. I thought you said daddies for a second. Locked. That was open. This is open, and it's also got a light near it, so it's kind of... And it's also got this little lantern near it, so it's kind of implying that this is important, and indeed it is. This is kind of out of the way of everyone else. And there is someone in there with a set of horns on their head, it looks like, and he's got a bell. Seems to be ringing it. We can't really hear it, though. Can't open the door, but let's talk.
Are you a hunter? Well, that's very odd. Do you hear the toll of the bell?
Well, he's ringing one right now, and I don't hear it. So, let's say, like, no?
Very well. The beast you seek will not be found here. Go back to your hunt, and if you have the chance, put this night behind you. Places better left untouched. Secrets better left alone. We have forward so brazenly run.
We've got exactly the opposite advice that Simon gave us. We have these two different characters who are giving us opposite advice. We have this person, he says, leave the nightmare, leave this night behind you, stop venturing in. Don't touch it. There are secrets here that should not be touched, things that should not be awakened. And Simon says, and we always do what Simon says, that this whole thing needs to be exposed and that we must continue on the search. I'm going to trust Simon because I have a crush on him. And that's a perfectly valid reason. This person is very, very big. And they've got red hair, wearing a tricorn hat. Looks like they're in hunter garb. They're very, very tall. Fist of Gracia. This is yet another weapon. It's a fist. So it's like if you want to WWE punch your way through Bloodborne, you can with this. Fist of Gracia, a chunk of iron fitted with finger holes. The hulking hunter woman, simple Gracia, ever hopeless when handling hunter firearms, preferred to knock the lights out of beasts with this hunk of iron, which incidentally caused heavy stagger. Gracia was a fearsome hunter, and to onlookers her unrelenting pummeling appeared oddly heroic. No wonder this weapon later assumed her name. So she didn't know how to use a gun, so she would just use her fists instead. And she's big enough where that was probably not an issue at all. Look familiar? The big old cathedral again. It looks a little similar to the Grand Cathedral. I hear guys over here, so... As scary as they look, these are just rats. on a bunch of graves. Nice upgrade material. Can you hear someone whispering? Can I have this? Great one's wisdom. As if I need any more insight. There's a white church hunter there. Beware the frailty of men. Seems like they are chanting the same thing that Vicar Amelia did. Then there's a black church hunter here. This is a very difficult set of NPC fights, so I am actually going to run ahead and get the cutscene. So we're inserting the eye pendant into the skull of a corpse on a table. And it's making the elevator activated. It's activating the elevator. This person in the middle seems to be wearing a headpiece extremely similar to Master Willem. Since Willem is the only person we've seen in that kind of headpiece, maybe we can assume that that is Master Willem. I'm not going to step on it because that activates the elevator, but we are going to look at this scene. We have who we assume is Master Willem wearing surgical gloves. We have two other people wearing surgical gloves, those white gloves that the black and white church hunters wear, laced with a bit of arcane embroidery to protect the wearer, but also, you know, to perform surgery. And they have their hands, or Willem especially has his hands over this very small corpse, almost of like a child or something. And then we have this beast peeking out from under the operating table as a constant threat. We have books, we have bells. And we've come to a new place, but I do want to kill those hunters first. This just is kind of the easiest way to do it. Because then you can only have to handle one at a time. Where did the other one go? There she is. Oh my god, I'm dead. She is Ludwig's Holy Blade. Okay, we'll do that again. I got a little overconfident and I thought my rally would be bigger. Should have healed. That's a long way down. Oh, that's awfully nice of them to drop them here. As you saw when they were attacking, the white church hunter seemed to be throwing a bunch of arcane at me, and then it looks like the black church hunter is like her guard, who is throwing physical attacks at me. faster. Heal, please. Oh my god. Please heal. Oh, she hit me. I guess if I'm out of stamina, I can't heal? That's weird. We'll try again. If we can't do it this third time, then we'll just move on and we'll come back later when we're a little stronger. They're not terribly important. I just like killing them so I don't have to hear this dialogue every time we come back to this lantern. I forgot I gave them little top hats. That's adorable. The gift that keeps on giving. Having ADHD is like having a bunch of gifts that keep on giving, because you constantly forget. I'm like a cat. You can hide my toys that I already have, and then I'll just forget that I have them. And then when I pull them out again, it's like Christmas. I'm like, new toys! That's literally what we do with our cat. Oh, please. The lock on, please. What do you drop? She's the harder one. Madman's knowledge, that wasn't very important. I think you have a threaded cane as well. And much less health. Don't you know the threaded cane is for dandies like me? What do you drop? Quicksilver bullets. That is the magic. Ah, look familiar. This is the Grand Cathedral. Lawrence's skull. Skull of Lawrence, first vicar of the Healing Church. Notice that it's human in shape. We've actually found his skull in the real world, and it does not look like this at all. In reality, he became the first cleric beast, and his human skull only exists within the nightmare. That's what I just said. The skull is a symbol of Lawrence's past and what he failed to protect. He is destined to seek his skull, but even if he found it, it could never restore his memories. Gotta say, that's an amazing throne. It is, isn't it? Let's find yet another secret. There's a chest down here. Church cannon, new weapon. An oversized weapon used by the Healing Church, a type of cannon that fires with a curved trajectory and creates an explosion upon impact. Originally designed for use by brawny men with deteriorated brains, not just for any ordinary hunter, but the men lacked the wits to effectively operate firearms, and the weapon was quietly ushered into permanent storage. Interesting that the church was making use of any type of person, and as if they knew that delving into this kind of stuff was dangerous and was deteriorating the minds of the people that they were subjecting to all of this. When the lore and the writing is as delicious as the visuals. I know, that's why I love this game. All around, it's just everything. This game is everything. To me, anyway. It is indeed child-sized. Compared to these figures, who are much bigger than me. This is about my size, but in proportion to the statues and the things being portrayed, this is child-sized. I have so many echoes, I'm actually going to go back and level up real quick.
Good hunter, I
Nothing new.
Farewell, may you find your worth.
Thank you. I love you. You're great. You're the best. You're a peach. You're a doll. How are we doing on healing items? How do we have plenty of bullets somehow? But I would love more healing items. Can I afford? Nope. Oh, I just remembered, we can buy fire paper and, bolt paper from these guys too, and I have... Oh my god, no, not that much. No, not that much. I have way too much, insight at the moment. And I just spent like 10 of them and I still have 82. That's plenty. Dude, that rocks! Okay. We have found the research hall. The research hall. What? There was a blood stain there, now it's gone. Okay. Gentlemen. Little guys. Daddy's gonna leave for a little while. Behave, be nice. Don't stare at the lamp for too long. Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Kiss all of them. Mwah, 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 mwah. All 4 of you. Okay. Great, more insight, love it. Now, for those of you who are reading my comic, this is an extremely lore-heavy place, and this building should look familiar to you. More chunks, that's good.
Has someone, anyone, seen my eyes? I am afraid I dropped them in a puddle. Things pale now.
They had the same accent of Eileen. I don't believe this person is Eileen, but I do think it implies that since Eileen is a foreigner and has a foreign accent, we can assume, this person is also foreign. This person with a undulating bag on their head. There's another little madness over there that I'm gonna go get, but I want to grab this real quick. Blue elixir. And when we step in, this is apparently poisonous. I'm about to get poisoned. Yeah, I got poisoned. There's lots of, like, dead bodies in here. In this poison. Laboratory, floor 1. This symbol should look familiar. I think that is... So that's the 1. And then, is this communion? Here it is. Yeah, it is. It's communion. Yes! It's communion. This rune represents the healing church and its ministers. So, we are very much in a facility of the healing church. This research hall is connected to the healing church. There's a door over there. Let's go visit it. Locked. Okay. So there's nothing we can do with that right now. So I guess we will go up the stairs. First, I want to look at this weird architecture. It's these weird kind of frog-like beings again. We've seen these before at Bergenworth, I believe. So this is a place connected to the Healing Church and Bergenworth, perhaps continuing their studies. And we know Bergenworth was doing a lot of experimentation, but this place is also connected to the Healing Church, so it seems that the Healing Church is doing their own experimentation. Due to what this person is wearing and the kind of like binds around them and the bag on their head, it's... Ooh! Oh god, 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 no. These guys might be the experiments. Oh my god, they're very powerful and quick too. Oh my god, I'm going to die. And now I'm in poison water, that's great. They're carrying blood on them. What sorts of experiments are going on here? Seems to be having something to do with their heads, for sure. There's someone behind me. And in front of me. Lots of screaming.
Just kill me. Free me from this place. Before I go mad.
I'm guilty. I know. But I won't do it again. I promise. The dark darkness. It frightens me. And what rises from its very depths. I'm guilty. The dark and what rises from it.
This is not a happy place. If you look at these people, their skin is kind of gray, which is a little similar to the celestial beings, those like little alien creatures.
Lady Maria, please take my hand. Please help me. Don't let me drown.
This is the first mention of a character named Lady Maria. The patients are asking for her.
Lady Maria, please help me. Kill me. Please, just kill me. Free me from this place before I go mad.
So this being a nightmare and not the real world, these patients are kind of more like their consciousness is stuck in this never-ending torture, so I always find it a lot more merciful to kill these three beings, to kind of like free their consciousness from this endless torture. Despite them being docile and non-hostile, not enemies, they're like NPCs, I guess. I always like to release them from this horrible fate. So, excuse me, but I'm going to do that now. And they are actually permadead. But clearly they are human beings being experimented on. And not all of them are enjoying it. This guy's got a big weapon. He's actually blind, so I'm going to be very quiet and just walk past him. Because he is very bad news. These look like some important doors over here, but there's nothing connecting to them. There's a hunter right here. The fact that I can lock onto them implies that they are not friendly. There's a guy with a gun up there, and then there's a bunch of patients. He's just killing them. This one made it through somehow. I hear something. There's someone walking over there, but then I hear something on my left. Ah, this says patient room 4. Patient room? Patient room floor 4. Sorry about that. Ooh, this guy's got like a growth on their hand, and it seems to be emitting a lot of purple, so I would assume poison, right? And there's nothing on my right. Have you seen me? Anyone else? No, but there is a path over there. What is this? Quicksilver bullets. That's on another kind of elongated figure. A smaller head, but seems like one of these patients. Dirty damp blood gem. I could get this guy from the top if I wanted. It's kind of hard though. Maybe we'll come back later. Oh, you dropped something? Or was that on someone? Well, we have bullets. Let's try to go up here without getting shot. Success. I hear birds. There's a big panel here. Bet you it's a trap. Yep. That's very dangerous fluid. Grandpa, stop. Don't lose your head over it. Those guys have no heads. An elevator. There's more old men over there. My true fear in life is old men. We'll come back and survey this area in more detail, but I wanted to open this shortcut. This is fun. This almost looks like a virus or something, like they're inserting something into the head.
Is that you, Lady Maria? No. You're someone else.
Indeed. This person is like completely bound up in a chair. They've got a lot of blood on their shoulders. Ugh. They've got blood being pumped into them, or something being pumped into them. And of course, syringes would have been, and needles would have been really big at this time because there was not the technology to make it any smaller.
Please, could you do something for me? I need brain fluid. Murky, mushy brain fluid. Please, I need brain...
I'll be on the lookout, ma'am, for murky, mushy brain fluid. For sure. Alright, we've opened up the shortcut, which is that door leading right to that little staircase, right to the lamp, so we can come back up here anytime we want, but I want to keep exploring. There was a door over here. There's a church guard here. Goodbye. Goodbye. There's like a naked one over there. And there's another one of these traps. Mushy. Wonderful. There's a trap here. I believe that's the same sort of arcane fluid that, like, Ludwig was shooting at us through his weird mouth. You're naked. Isn't it fun to be naked sometimes? Disregard that.
Lady Murray, save me, please. I don't hear anything. Oh, Lady Murray, save me.
I don't hear anything. A few of these patients were apologizing for not hearing anything, not perhaps, like, being good enough of an experiment. Called me a beast. You think me a beast? 6 beast blood pellets. So they were experimenting with beast blood pellets too. Not just arcane, murky, mushy brain fluid or whatever. In fact, this being is crawling around on all fours. Maybe they were experimenting with both brain fluid and beast pellets. Stop it. Blood vials. There's someone tied up in a chair next to me. Dead. Very beast-like in their movements. So maybe they were trying to figure out what happens when you hype somebody up on all this arcane stuff and also give them beast blood pellets, which is super humane. Decorative old hunter garb and decorative old hunter garb. Hunter trousers. Old hunter garb decorated with brass trinkets. At the time, some hunters believed that certain metals would ward off beast blood. On a night of the hunt, it is no wonder that people would resort to superstition. And we got some trousers, too. Decorative old hunter trousers. Same thing. This is what it looks like. And I believe you can wear it with the old hunter cap and the old hunter gloves, and so like this is the outfit. So it's kind of a variation on the other one. But as you see, again with the right leg, there's that binding, that almost like tourniquet on the right leg because of that superstition we discussed last time, which was that beast blood creeps up the right leg. And I think you might also remember that Gehrman is missing his right leg. He has peg leg instead. So maybe what some people think is maybe he, being of this older sort of superstition, to protect himself from, oh man, beast blood, beastliness creeping up, where did you go? He maybe cut off his own leg? That is what some people think. But there is another theory that I will present to you later when we have more information that I am tending to go for, but it is a perfectly valid observation and idea, and I think could be true. We don't ever get confirmation on it, but that Gehrman perhaps cut off his own right leg to prevent beastliness, and indeed he never did turn into a beast. So that's one of these patients, but they are starting to become a little less human. They're not moving like a human anymore. Their legs are disintegrating. They're more of moving like worms. That is because their arms are bound, but also they're starting to take on more slug-like abilities and movements. If you've read my comic, you might recognize this little balcony area and this character.
Blip, blop. Blip, blop. Splish, splash. Splish, splash. Blip, blop. Splish.
Alright, that's all they're gonna say. Rocks everywhere. The nightmare creeping in. Not a full memory of this place. Oh, we killed him earlier. Oh. He scared me. This doesn't lead anywhere. And this center is kind of like a corkscrew, as you see. Very possibly, we need to move these stairs. But how do we do that? I thought he was alive for a second. In my head I was like, "You're dead! You're dead!" I was just down there, right? Yeah, I was. Continue on our journey up. I might die here. I don't want to. I hope you fall. Please fall off. I don't have Beast Roar. I'm scared. But he's not in the way anymore. So let's continue on our way up. Is he coming? No. Ah. Oops. Why don't I have Beast Roar equipped? I hate heights. There, the rats. Let's get maybe over here or something. Anything I can throw at you? Maybe I can knock you off. Don't knock me down, I swear. Oh my god. Heights are the biggest fear in these games. There's an item over there. Nice bloodstone chunk. There's a person over here, banging their head against the wall.
Close, and you too will hear the sound of water. Listen, the sound.
Lots of connections to the ocean. It's not a door, can't open it. I bet you all the stairs are changing. There's just a little head over there.
heard how curiously the sea churns? Like a storm, but like the rain, only gentle, like dripping water. It bellows from deep inside of me. Here it comes, up through my inside, but gently, like little droplets. Have you heard like a storm? It bellows. Here it comes, but gently.
She seems very interesting. And like most interesting things in this lore playthrough, as I talked about earlier, we are encouraged towards violence. She drops brain fluid.
Have you heard like a
She's okay.
storm? It bellows. Here it comes, but gently.
As if nothing happened. Let's look at the brain fluid. Grayish amoeba-shaped brain fluid wobbles and bounces. Ugh! It's like a jelly. Extracted from a patient whose head expanded until that was all that they were. In the early days of the healing church, the Great Ones were linked to the ocean, and so the cerebral patients would imbibe water and listen for the howl of the sea. Brain fluid writhed inside the head, the initial makings of internal eyes. So now we know what sort of experiments were being conducted. Something to do with the ocean and water. Why were Great Ones connected to water and the ocean? Then I killed this bird specifically because they actually have another guidance rune for whatever reason. Less clear than Ludwig's. I don't know why they do, though. Do I know how to get back up there? Or do I need to? Oh, it's you again. I want to get back up to where I was, so I can head down a different set of ladders. I don't think I know how to do that. Oh wait, I've done it! Oh, I've done it! Oh, I'm back? Wait, I'm back? Yes, I'm back. Okay, I guess we have to deal with him. Maybe I can use Beast Roar and knock him off. Oh. I was about to fall off. That doesn't work. There you go. There you go. Antidote. Another damp blood gem. Apparatus for something. Oh, they're running. Oh my god, don't kill me. I'm not gonna die to a naked man. That rat is just hanging there. These are headless bodies. They don't seem to attack me at all. Probably unless I were to provoke them. Oh, this is the no-no room. But it does have a very lore important item. I wish I could, like, shoot things at them or throw things at them. I don't want to go in there. I'm gonna lose all of my echoes. I have some Molotovs. They're not very effective. I don't think I have an ability to shoot unless I use my bullets? I have one poison knife. I don't want to go in. What if we strengthened him? Oh, that's nice. Okay. I can't reach him. Shit. Wasted that. Anyone else? I guess they're not active unless I pick up the items. Okay, that was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Blue elixir and enlarged head. The enlarged head is what I wanted to read about. Put it on. An enlarged head of a patient at the cathedral with a cavity that just happens to fit a human head, although one would be mad to try it on. But if you do, listen carefully for the sticky sound, drip, drop, as water seeping up from the depths slowly, steadily. So this is an actual head. It's not just the bag, it's the actual head, and it can fit my head inside of it too. But it does actually provide a little bit of being able to hear water in certain areas. So I'll keep it on and see if we can hear that. Aha, you see those big special doors? Now there are finally stairs attaching to it. I'm not going to step on the trap. I'm not going to bother these headless guys. There are some regular enemies coming to me though. Be careful to only attack you. Oh, that hunter is wandering. Almost like he heard me. Oh, no, he saw me. Oh no, I don't want to fight him. I honestly don't want to fight him. Not yet. Not when I have an entire level of echoes that I can use. Is he coming? I want him to go back to where he was, which is near... Oh, you can't see it, but this enlarged head over here. There you go. Now I'm gonna go back to our lantern. Oh, he saw me. I don't want to fight him right now. Is he following me? Oh my god, he is. He's right here. Oh my god. No, I don't want to deal with you. I literally don't want to deal with you right now. I don't want this. Oh my god. Please, I want to go home. Don't follow me. Haha. I want to level up. But I do have some brain fluid to give you.
Please, I need brain. Oh, thank you. You're terribly kind. Oh,
Ugh.
it's wonderful. Oh, I hear the sticky sound. Do you hear it too? Oh, I know. Will you have my blood as thanks? I'll have you know, I was once a blood saint too, so do come back if you ever run dry of saint's blood.
So, since we can't get any more blood of Adela because she has gone mad and she is only laughing, if we use Adela's blood, we can get more blood from this person. Here you go, slurp that brain fluid. Good for you. Oh, this place is different. It's teeming with these, Oh, they are certainly not human anymore. Let's go level up.
Welcome. What is it you just...
Hunter, what is on your head?
Very well. Let me stand...
You would be mad to try that on. Not bad, not bad.
Good hunt.
Nothing new.
Farewell, good. May you find...
Why is he wearing that? Good odd hunter. Sounds like they have a straw. It does. They slurp it like it's through a straw or something. And we disappear into grey liquid too. Whenever we go anywhere, whenever the messengers transport us anywhere. And we learned that in the early days, great ones were supposedly connected to the sea, and then also it seems like Bergenworth kind of carried on those ideas because they wanted to be near a great lake. Ah, Simon's here.
Oh, hello. Not a pretty sight, is it? The true face of the blood-worshipping, beast-purging, healing church. But that's not all. You seek the secrets held by the nightmare, do you not? Then here's what you must do. Climb the astral clock tower and kill Maria. She hides the real secret. Go on. Kill Maria atop the astral clock tower. She hides the real secret.
We've been tasked with killing Lady Maria. That person looking for their eyes is still here. This is still locked. I don't remember where it is that we can actually hear water dripping. So if you guys hear it, tell me to pause. Turns out internet at the airport is terrible. Oh, you're watching me at the airport? Ooh! I'm sorry. Thank you for watching, though. I'm glad I can keep you company while you're waiting for a flight or something. Now, I want that brain fluid. So I'm gonna have to kill that hunter. Let me get rid of this trap so that it won't affect us during the fight. Although I suppose I could have trapped him with it. I forgot you were there. Oh, that was the easiest I've ever killed him. Just pushed him off.
Lady Maria, I'm a robin. Will I ever grow up and become an egg? What say you? Lady Maria. Lady Maria, say something. Anything.
She's okay, don't worry.
Lady Maria, will I ever... What say something?
Yeah, she's okay. Let's read about this brain fluid. I think, like all the other ones, it's different. Yes, it is. Grayish amoeba-shaped brain fluid wobbles and bounces, extracted from a patient whose head expanded until that was all that they were. That's the same, but here's where it gets different. Once a young girl had an older brother who was determined to become a doctor, and so she willfully became his patient. In the end, this led to their encounter with the eldritch truth, for which they considered themselves blessed. And most of the fandom tends to think that that hunter I just killed is the brother. Here's this set of important doors. There are a few items here that I don't want to miss out on. Oh, goodbye! Where was it? Like, there's that item down there. Let's... Let's go get it. Lock shield. A left-hand item. An artisanal... I only hear that when it's like referring to bread. An artisanal shield crafted with blue glass. Originally used to safeguard the leader presiding over a sacred healing church ceremony, and later supplied to tomb prospectors, in particular those exploring the labyrinth of Iz. Iz is the more, like, alien-oriented dungeon. The blue is fashioned after a lake, and the shield greatly reduces all forms of non-physical damage. So it's like a magic shield in particular. Apparently that church guy, I'd sent him down here and then he stood in poison until he died. As you do. There are a few other things There's something very important here I don't remember. There's something over here. How do I get that? This place is easy to get lost in. How do I get to you? Ah, up this other set of stairs. Let's go. Sorry. Anyone hiding behind here? Oh, it's just quicksilver bullets, but there is... I hear that drippy person again. Underground cell key, that's what I wanted. Underground cell key, that's what I wanted. Oh, let's read about it. Key to the cell below the Grand Cathedral. Hunters are held within the underground cell so that things better left unseen and knowledge better left unknown will decay quietly in the fallow darkness. We did see a hunter down there who was banging his head against the wall. We saw Gratio was in there. That's probably what they're talking about. But before we do that, we do have some more brain fluid to give you.
Oh, it's wonderful. Oh. Oh. I'll have you know, so do come back.
She's not ready for it. She's, we recently gave her brain fluid, so I think she's fine till now. Simon still has a migraine. What was I going to do? Oh. Underground cell. Cool guys walk off the elevator before it's finished going down. Stupid. Oops. So apparently this is where hunters who knew too much are kept. What was that? He just was walking by me. Aha, opened it with the underground cell key. Cold blood, okay.
Shrouded by night, with proud under beast only.
Oh.
Shrouded by night, but with steady stride. Coloured by blood, but always clear of mind. Proud under the church. Beasts are a curse, and a curse is a shackle. Only ye, the true blades of the church.
I'm sorry. So he makes the elderly hunter sound when he dies. And we just got his clothes. Kill a man, take his shoes. Yamamura hunter hat. A standard hunter's hat worn by Yamamura the Wanderer. This hat and staff were given to him when he became a hunter and confederate of the League. So that's who we just killed and took his clothes. Here we go. Kaki Haori. Garb of a distant eastern land worn by Yamamura the Wanderer. This eastern warrior pursued a beast for honorable revenge, then became a hunter of the League, but when he stared straight into impurity, it drove him mad. So he was kind of doing what Walter was doing, but couldn't handle it. There's always a reference to Japan in these games, or fantasy Japan, as it were. Old Hunter armbands. Old Hunter armbands wound tightly to prevent infection with the scourge. Of course, the idea that the scourge was infectious was pure hearsay. Huh. So now they're saying it was not infectious. And that kind of goes with our idea of, like, beasthood being not necessarily a symbol for disease, but a symbol for addiction. Whereas you can't really catch it from people who are near you, but it comes from within. Wine Hakama, garb of a distant eastern land. And this is his outfit. But another reference to this distant eastern land, I don't have it on me, because that we gained access to from the Canehurst Hunter badge. And that was made in the east. Now there's a fight in here. Yahargul kidnapper, who you can probably guess the reason he was imprisoned here. Not friendly. We have a lock on target with him. Lol. Oh my god. He's using a new weapon. Why are you back there? Oh my god. Please turn around. Please, camera. Shit. Fuck. It's gonna be so cool when I land it. Oh. Unless I die first. You wanna come up here? Are you coming up? Oh! Oh! Come up here. There's bigger room up here. Always late. Alright, we'll just fight regular. Oh my god. No, get me out of here! Oh my god! I got stuck. I'm okay. I didn't panic either, which was great. So that... Okay. Oh my god. No! How do you have so much blood tinge? You're just a guy. What'd you drop? Well, we got the church pick. Oh, I can use it. One of the old trick weapons of the Healing Church, a hunting weapon formed from one of the giant picks that appear in old beast tales. The church pick initially serves as a large sword, but when transformed functions as an extended war pick. In spite of its origins, it is a highly practical weapon. So it functions the way that we saw him use it. I believe, yeah, we can buff it with fire paper or bolt paper. Sword. This is actually a very good weapon. I probably should have upgraded this instead of the scythe. Anyway, I believe we have yet again enough to level up, but first I want to see if we can open this door with our underground cell key that we just got.
Bear in mind, some places are better left untouched, and some secrets are better left alone. Only fools do brazenly roam.
Okay, so he's saying the same thing as before. And cackling at me. No. Our key does not open his door. And he's down here with an extra door, which seems to have been like kind of busted out, as if he is like extra security, as if he is especially dangerous. Which is interesting. Who is he? Simon's not there anymore. He's up by the research lab. I think this is enough.
Welcome. What is it you... Very well.
She always says that like I'm a pet. Welcome home. Okay, I need like 30 more. Welcome home. Were you a good hunter? Were you out hunting? Oh, what did you bring me? Oh, that's so nice. Oh, by the way. I know in Dark Souls, Dark Souls like 3 and on, and Elden Ring and things like that, you can sell your like upgrade items for exactly the amount they're worth. Not in Bloodborne. If you sell these Cold Bloods to the merchants, you'll see they are way less valued. So they'll actually scam you out of it, which is another way that that Bloodborne cultivates hopelessness. Because we have 2 very important doors to go through that we now actually have stairs attaching to. That bloodstain keeps appearing there. I wonder if this blood saint will accept more blood from, more brain fluid from us now.
Oh. Oh. I'll have you know, so do come.
She won't. This is a pretty good outfit. I like it. I could do with more bullets. Goodbye. Here we are.
I have failed. Please, Lady Maria.
arrived just in time for Dr. Rectum. What is good for these people? These people. Alright, let's get into it. The living failures. Oh, there's 3. By the way, this is one of the best tracks in the entire game. It's so good. There's 4 of them. No. Don't do that. Oh, he is running. Killed one of them, but they're resurrecting, as you can see. Seems like these creations have the ability to transcend death. Let's speed this up a little bit, maybe. Get away! I can't handle your weird little butts. Come on, please move. Move, please. Thought that was funny, did you? Astral Clock Tower key. They're also using some magic that looks a bit cosmic-y. If there were any doubts about the cosmic connections, I think they're gone now. Yeah, absolutely. We got the Astral Clock Tower key to the Astral Clock Tower, and it even looks like one. At the top of the Grand Cathedral, the caretaker of the tower's numerous patients, known to them only as Lady Maria, made her home behind the giant star-interpreting clock. Those living failures looked a lot like the Celestial Emissary, except that their heads had caved in. That's what it seemed like. They still... I don't think they were failures, though. They were doing a good job calling down those meteors on me. We're coming up on that boss. Uh-huh. You tuned in at the right time. We're about to meet someone extremely special. Who's going to kick my ass repeatedly, so I've emptied my pockets. Let's go. Oh yeah, you know who it is. The whole time fighting, he was taking names. Alright, let's use the Astral Clock Tower key on this door. We've made it. And Simon told us to come up here and kill Lady Maria. Seems a little decrepit and falling apart. Could this be her? Inspect corpse. It seems, though we were asked to kill her, she is already dead. There she is, the Lady of the Hour. Good thing you're low on blood echoes. Eyes are closed. Or slightly open, but definitely not blinking. Dead. Love the fit, though. Yeah, she's got a great outfit. Blood dripping. There's wine next to her and a portrait, it looks like. She doesn't look like she's in a position where she was killed. She looks almost at peace. Or like her legs are crossed. Like I don't think her legs would be crossed if a murderer had come in and was going to kill her. With the wine next to her and with the kind of the legs crossed and everything, it kind of more of seems like it implies suicide. She looks like she just died reading or something. I think with the amount of blood and sort of the implied peacefulness of it, it was a purposeful suicide. Please let that be a portrait of who I hope it is. I don't know. We'll see. But let's go ahead and inspect this corpse.
A corpse should be left well alone. Oh, I know very well how the secrets beckon so sweetly. Only an honest death will kill you now. from your wild curiosity.
Favorite fight, let's go. Fuck. Did you notice how she has the exact same voice of the doll? Looks a bit like her too. So she has the art of quickening, just like the old hunters. Obviously she is an old hunter. Some things cannot be poised through. Phase 2 transition. She stabs herself. Now she has blood abilities. Oh, I'm dead. Oh. So she's wearing an outfit that is extremely similar to the night set. Only she's wearing a hat that's a little bit more like this. I think honestly, remember when I mentioned that we should keep in mind the description of the hunter hat? I think, since it says it's fashioned after one of the old hunters, I think the old hunter they're talking about is Maria. Only this is kind of ripped up, whereas hers is the full tricorn hat that isn't ripped up like that. But her outfit is extremely similar to what I'm wearing right now, the Knight's Garb. So we can actually assume her to be from Cainhurst. She's in a very Cainhurst style. She also seems to be very powerful with her blood magic, which would make me assume that maybe she is a vile blood. But we don't know for sure yet. But indeed, she has the same voice actor as the doll. same hair. Same face. Though she seems very different. I don't think I've ever seen that move before. What? At least she lets you grab your blood echoes first. I love how she just very calmly walks towards me. She's like, I'm slow, and then suddenly she's not. Oh my god. Her combos are deadly. You shot a cabinet. Ma'am. Through. Oh my god. Ma'am. Ma'am. Oh, I'm dead. Calm aggression. It's a fun style. The doll is very submissive and sort of like, I was programmed to be nice. Maria's like, I will put you out of your misery before you suffer the truth. Yeah, exactly. She said a corpse should be left well alone. I know how the secrets beckon so sweetly. I do want to check on someone real quick. We will continue the Maria fight. I have more brain fluid for the Blood Saint, and I'm afraid, I don't know for certain, but I'm afraid that killing Maria might lock us out of that, so I want to go check on her real quick. From a sword fighting perspective, I find it interesting that her style is much more Kenjutsu than European. She has a big focus on draw strikes, for example. That's interesting, I didn't know that. As we will find, her weapon actually has a Japanese name, as we will find out later. Kind of like the Chikage. It seems like Canehurst was in connection with this eastern land that Yamamura is from.
Hello?
Or fantasy Japan, as it were.
Is anyone there? Please, somebody. I need help. I'm trying. But I'm afraid the sound is fading.
She fights more like a Sekiro boss than Bloodborne. That makes sense now.
Hello? Is that who I think it is? Please. Please, I need brain fluid. The sticky sound is fading fast. Please bring me brain fluid. I must have it. That sound
It is all that guides me. Without it, I'll be sent back to my former, lesser years. Yes, that's it. Let me have it. I can hear it. Yes. The sound that guides me. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have saved me. Take this charm. Lady Maria gave it to me, but it is all I can offer, other than my own blood.
Balcony key.
Do not abandon me. I promise to do good.
Balcony key. Key to the balcony on the first floor of the research hall. Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower gave this to the patient, Adeline. We just learned this person's name. Maria had hoped Adeline would find comfort in the faint breeze that carried the scent of flowers from the outside, but Adeline couldn't fathom her intentions. I bet you that opens this door over here. Yes, balcony key. This is where we fought the Celestial Emissary, do you remember? Right now it has a bunch of these patients gardening in it, and it looks like there's a bunch of like sunflowers and stuff. Later, when we saw it, with the when we in the present, because this is back in the past, remember? In the present, it had these strange bluish bulbs. Right now, it's just a bunch of what looks like sunflowers. We're okay. Sunflowers usually grow very tall, but their height is dictated by environment. Since they're seemingly in full bloom but haven't grown tall at all, we can guess this is a bad environment for growing sunflowers. They've reached their maximum potential, as it were, despite how little it is, just like their failures. Just like the failures. Wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that. And also, in the Lumenwood, in that Lumen Flower Garden, that place... Oh, no! Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I'll go up and do that again. In the Lumenwood Garden with those giant sunflowers where we fought the living failures, that might suggest that they're not really failures. They, after all, they did a pretty good job calling down meteors, and they seem to have some sort of connection with the cosmos. And those were some really big sunflowers.
Go on. She hides.
Okay, he's saying the same stuff as before. And let's go try that again. And we'll look at the items we picked up. I think one was like Madman's Knowledge, and then another was actually a hunter tool. It is the Black Sky Eye. Ooh, it's actually an eyeball. but it looks like it's got a bunch of wriggling, almost slug-like kind of stuff in it. Soft eye, blessed by phantasm. There we go. The phantasm being this thing, that slug-like invertebrate that is a familiar of a great one. So it's a soft eye blessed by a phantasm. They were discovered through Bergenworth's contact with the arcane, but in the end revealed nothing. Deep within the eye lies a vast stretch of dark sky that rumbles with an endless meteor storm. The slightest rub of the tiny orb and the rock will tumble and soar. So what that looks like is this. Ugh. So it's actually in my eye now. It actually is my eye. I touch my eye and it comes out. It's kind of interesting that they're comparing like the pupil to a dark sky, and it is able to access the cosmos. So I'm accessing the cosmos through my pupil, and then I'm shooting out a rock, or a space rock, a meteor. Oh, there we go. I was going with the Elden Ring stuff, and I clicked X last time. Another blood gem. I thought my floor was moving for a second. Made my stomach go, whoa! And so, Thomas, you weren't here earlier, but I pointed out that this scene looks like Provost Willem and two white church hunters with surgical gloves opening up what appears to be a child corpse, and in order to activate this elevator we put in the eye pendant that we found on an cleric beast corpse. What is a meteor if not a space rock? Meteoroid. Falling out of your eye. Indeed. Let's see if I can repair my weapon. Let's go try Lady Maria again. Wait. Wait, maybe I can check in on... Wait, sorry, I do want to check in on Miss Thing. Why do we have 3 different words from rock from space? Rocks are all different. Is a meteoroid a smaller meteor? Or does it have anything to do with size? Sorry, I know I was just there, but I want to check on Adeline. Because I think I don't know for certain if killing Maria before we finish Adeline's questline locks us out of it, so I do want to check on her first. Meteoroids are in space, meteors are while they're falling, meteorites are after they've hit. Well, it probably has to do with Latin. You're wriggling again.
Oh, hello. Do you hear that? The sticky sound, as clear as day. Slip, slop, drip, drop, slip, slop. How extraordinary. Do you think that water drips even down deep below at the bottom of the sea? Can you hear it?
Science out here defining things that don't need defining. Things was better when we didn't know anything.
Hear it?
It's certainly that way in Bloodborne. I do want to see if I can hear that drip drop slip slop. It's not water, that's goo. Looks like underwater water, but it's more dense. I can't hear anything. She doesn't want to play with us. No, Patrick, he's just not ready. Yeah, she's not ready for the third brain fluid yet, and I don't know where we would get third brain fluid. Or rather, I do, because I've played this game before, but I'm leaving it a mystery to you as to where we get more brain fluid. Alright, let's try Maria again. Clearly you must consume the brain fluids. Yes, suck it up through a disgusting little straw, making the worst noises possible. Alright, let's go, Maria. I don't think these will help me very much, but these might. Nice of her to let me pick up my echoes again. Oh, I walked right into all of those. Just whip out the Moonlight Greatsword and choose the fight. I don't think I have the attributes for the Moonlight Greatsword. And anyway, it's not upgraded. I could choose the fight by doing Beast Roar on her a lot, because she's very susceptible to falling over to that, so I like to save that for maybe, like, phases... I mean, just phase 2. Who says anything comes after phase 2? But I'll keep it available just in case. Oh. Through. Not away from. She's also easily parryable, but I'm not great at that. Alright, let's go. Oh no. Please. Oh god. Come on. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Okay, get out of here. Phase 3, told you. R.I.P. Lady Maria. She died holding her arm up, reaching for something. Whoa, great fight. I love her fight. She is my favorite fight in this entire game. But on to killing Maria. Yeah, such a cool fight. It really feels like a dance. It really feels like a dance. You move through her and the moves are pretty much the same from each phase to the next, except that you have like new things to worry about, like the blades get longer in the second phase with the blood attached to it, and then you also have those blood streaks, and then in the third one you have the blood streaks, and then you have the after fire that comes. So you have to plan for, oh, I dodged it. Oh wait, a second thing is coming. The fire. A celestial dial that functions with the giant astral clock in the Grand Cathedral. When the dial is held up toward the astral clock, the clock will come to life and reveal a secret to its curious interloper. Simon said that she controls the real secret. The fight feeling like a dance. Oh, I love that. Yes, it really does. It's very rewarding. Somehow the wine is still here. I don't know if we can see who this is a picture of, but there's a cracked glass. I have no idea what the picture is. And then this looks to be a coffin, and there are sunflowers placed there as if in mourning. Who placed these here, and who is the coffin for? A doorway. Praise the sun. By Jove, it's weather. I like that you have to walk over the coffin to progress. Yeah. Over the flowers, even. Light elixir, which, as we know, is material only found in the nightmare. There are rocks here, much like the nightmare, but they seem kind of purposefully placed. Or are they rocks? They look like seashells. Disrespecting whoever's grave that is. Whose grave could it be? When we encountered Maria, she was a corpse.
Atonement for the wretches by the wrath of Mother Goss. Mercy for the poor wizened child. Mercy. Oh, please. Atonement for the wretches. Lay the curse of blood upon them, and their children, and their children's children forevermore. Each wretched birth, and plunge each child into a lifetime of misery.
This is a very similar curse to what we heard uttered when we were brought into the nightmare. And also, Katie, you saying looks like the shell of the one that we saw the body crawling out of earlier, the snail lady. You're absolutely right. The Shadow of Innsmouth vibe in this DLC. Absolutely. A very, very big influence. So we have a child mentioned here. And we saw a child on an operating table as like a proud event, something that deserved a statue in the elevator.
Mercy for the poor wizened child. Let the pungence of Cos cling like a mother's devotion.
So Kos is mentioned again, which we know is a great one. And there's the school. He's cursing Bergenworth by the wrath of Mother Kos. He's calling upon Kos to but he's calling upon Mother Kos to curse Bergenworth, who he considers fiends. This moment brought to you by my partner making lunch. There's these barnacle-covered human figures. All of these... Fishing Hamlet, this is what this is called. Did he fix the cairn you broke? I don't know. Have we heard Kos before? That seems new. We heard Mikolash mention Kos. When he was like, "Ah, Kos, or some say Cosm. Do you hear our prayers?" So he was praying to Kos. And then also, if you look at this figure, it seems to have strange white parasites, slug-like parasites, moving around in it. Too big to be maggots. The head is missing. The arms are tied in a very similar shape. I don't have to go far to show you, it's everywhere. Looks a little familiar, We're gonna go back real quick because we have way too many echoes, and we have some interesting items that are available to us now that we need to read about to get a deeper story on Maria. We're finally coming up on my favorite boss. Oh yes, the hardest boss in the whole game.
This may sound strange, but have I somehow changed? Moments ago, from some place, perhaps deep within, I sensed a liberation from heavy shackles. Not that I would know. How passing strange.
Huh. Right after killing Maria, the doll says she experienced a liberation from heavy shackles. She's absolutely modeled after Maria, goodness.
Very well.
It should seem that way.
Let me... Good hunter, I sent... Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Let's see just how modeled after Maria she is. Oh my god. Maria Hunter Cap. Among the first hunters, all students of Gehrman, was the Lady Hunter Maria. This was her hunter's cap, crafted in Canehurst. There we go. Confirmed. She's from Canehurst. Maria is distantly related to the undead queen, but had great admiration for Gehrman, unaware of his curious mania. So we've heard mania described when talking about making the doll's clothes, and now we have mania talked about completely confirming that the mania was Gehrman's. Gehrman had a mania, and it says she was unaware of it and continued to admire him. And if he built this doll and it looks like Maria, we can assume his mania was towards Maria. Perhaps unrequited romantic affections. But as it says that she has great admiration for Gehrman and she's unaware of his curious mania, it seems like he never professed it to her and he never made it known to her. And this is very important to me, but a lot of the fandom sees Gehrman as this creepy old man, but I think he was not, I think obviously he was not creepy to Maria because she continued to admire him and she had no idea how he felt. Love unrequited? Yeah, possibly. For whatever reason, he didn't tell her about it. He didn't tell her his feelings. In my personal interpretation, I think, or how I portray it in my comic, Marvelous Spiral, I portray it as he is very self-conscious of their age difference. I think I have diagnosed Gehrman with a mental illness that I have and that there's a lot of evidence towards. And I want to talk about it for a second. He's extremely talented at many different things. He can sew and embroider. He makes weapons. He develops new ways of fighting. He seems to be awkward, finds it very difficult to socialize with people, and he has some strange manias, but is aware that they're a little strange and that maybe he shouldn't express them. I think personally that bro, because of Marvelous Spiral, I'm so not normal about this I think Gehrman is autistic. I think he's on the autism spectrum for all the reasons I stated earlier. And did you know that when you're autistic, you can not only hyperfixate on hobbies or like pieces of media, like characters from books or like your favorite show or things like that. And hyperfixate is when you obsess over it and you learn everything about it. And autistic people actually get serotonin from learning things. So like deep diving on Wikipedia for hours and getting like sucked into that sort of thing, and or like visiting libraries and opening up books and like taking notes forever and ever and ever. Like that's legitimately fun for us. But you can also hyperfixate on real living people, including like friends or like celebrities, people in your everyday life. And I think Gehrman hyperfixated on Maria and knew that he was hyperfixating on her and felt ashamed about it. And so he tried his best to be normal about it and not tell her. And apparently he was pretty normal about it because she continued to admire him. He was not creepy about it. Having lived part of my life as a young, blossoming woman, I can tell you for certain that you lose all respect for anyone who is creepy to you, especially like older men. So there is no way that she could continue to admire him if he had been creepy towards her. I'm going to get off my soapbox for why he's not a creepy old man. Now, and I'll continue talking about the autism though. What was I going to say? Anyway, I think he hyperfixated on her. Let's continue reading. Maria Hunter garb. Among the first hunters, all students at Gehrman, was the Lady Hunter Maria. This was her hunter's garb crafted in Canehurst. Great admiration for Gehrman, unaware of his curious mania. Maria Hunter gloves. These were her hunter's gloves. Same thing. These were her hunter's trousers. You make such good points. It's the committed passion and excitement. Now I want to look at similarities between this outfit. Specifically the little neck piece. As you can see, Maria's original little neck piece has a green piece of jewelry, a brooch, and it is up closer to her neck where it would normally be, and it's on a white background. And then the doll has a similar kind of neck thing, but it's like reddish, like blood, and the brooch might actually be a necklace. Yeah, it is actually just a necklace, because you see there's like a leather cord or like a rope kind of attaching to that necklace, but it is very similar. It's almost like Gehrman was kind of like subconsciously, even though he was trying to perhaps like distance himself from Maria. My interpretation for why the doll is dressed this way is that Maria would never dress this way. I'm going to read the comments real quick. You make such good points. Preach. These are great points, and this is awesome, also believable analysis of his character. Thank you. I think so too. I think it's not like M. Night Shyamalan being like, whoa, they're mentally ill, therefore they're capable of anything. It's like Gehrman is actually diagnosable. And I've diagnosed him, and I'm not the only one who has diagnosed him with autism. There are quite a few of us, actually many of us are autistic, and we look at him and we're like, that is recognizable. Oh my god, he's just like me for real. But some people think that this is an outfit that Maria might have at one point worn, like maybe when she was caring for the patients, and she kind of adopted a more like matronly, soft sort of style, and then this was her hunter garb that she was wearing. The doll has innocent attire like a lady rather than a lady as in a female knight. Yeah, exactly. So some people think that like she did wear this kind of stuff and this is one of her outfits, and that Gehrman is kind of pacifying her and has kind of made this doll version of the woman he could never love. And since there is a lot of violence towards women as thematically in Bloodborne, I think it's a valid interpretation to kind of look at it and be like, well, this is Maria but softened. This is Maria but subdued. But I would point out that Gehrman never likes to interact with the doll. We never see him interact with the doll. He doesn't refer to her as a person. He says the doll as if she's an object. And my interpretation as to why they are dressed so differently, and the interpretation I'm going with in my comic, is that the Gehrman tried to bring Maria back to life, and it didn't work. And whoever this person is, this extremely obedient person, if she's a person, if she has a real spirit, or if she's kind of more like AI and like a programmed being, and isn't really capable of these feelings, is not Maria at all. And it was really jarring for Gehrman to live in this familiar place where he made a lot of memories with Maria, with this being who looks exactly like Maria, and perhaps was even dressed in Maria's hunter garb for a time, and he tried to distance himself from this being as he had to face the reality that this is not Maria and it never will be. So then he crafted clothes for the doll that Maria would absolutely never wear. So it's just high femme skirts and like a bonnet, and it's very like doll-like. But I think maybe subconsciously he was accidentally referencing what Maria used to look like, especially in this neck piece, what she used to wear. I think that subconsciously made its way in. Gehrman, you sad, sad old man. Yeah, he lives a very tortured existence, and we'll see even more of that later on. But I think I'm going to end it here. We've been streaming for like 4 hours. I had a lot of fun. We defeated Maria. Wait, actually, let's go check on Adeline real quick, and then we will end it. Let's see if she's ready for more brain fluid, or where we would even get brain fluid. Huge progress was made. Yes, indeed. You weren't here earlier, but we actually ran into Ludwig, and we dealt with him. I highly recommend you watch the VOD, because it's very interesting stuff, and it's such a good encounter. The level of lore unlocked today. Absolutely. See, this is what I'm saying with the DLC being extremely lore heavy. She's not in her chair anymore.
just one last time. A murky, mushy fluid that will make me whole. The sticky sound whispers to me.
Oh, she's all mushy.
Right into my ear. My head, just a head, that's all there is. I need my baptism. Please, I beg of you. I want to be something.
It's so sad that she thinks that her life previous to being an experiment had no value. Why do I feel like helping here is absolutely not helping her? Well, if what is true with any of the other heads is true with her, I know where to get brain fluid. And, like all the other ones, she's fine. I do want to read about this specific brain fluid. The first two paragraphs are the same as what we've experienced before, but the third one is different. We fail to realize our own latent potential until the moment it is lost, and we sense its absence. Ironically, this is the very nature of insight, like the moment one licks one's own blood, only to be startled by its sweetness. I'm just rereading it again. Huh.
Please, give me brain fluid. The sticky sound.
Here you go.
I see a shape. My guide, I see your voice. Clearly as it bends and bleeds.
Milkweed.
My own revelation. Just for me.
Hi, baby.
Thank you for everything. Really, I used to be nothing.
Poor thing. And now she died. After gifting me a rune, which I'm going to show you what it does because it is fascinating. Hi, Teller. Yeah, my kitty's here. Let's go see what Milkweed does and read about it. It's one of these kind of like covenant runes. Small increase in item discovery, it says. A Carol rune envisioned by Adeline, patient of the research hall. A transcription of the inhuman sticky whispers that reveal the nature of a celestial attendant. Those who take this oath become a lumenwood that peers towards the sky, feeding phantasms in its luscious bed. Phantasms guide us and lead us to further discoveries. Let's equip it. Something happened. Let me get a mirror. Let me get a mirror. Oh my god, is that me? Oh my god. Oh my god. What has happened? Oh God, help me. Oh, save me. What has happened? Cauliflower time. There is something very interesting that I want to show you real quick, and then we will end the stream. We have one more interaction, one more item to get. I'll read about it, and then we'll end the stream. But if I don't do this, I will definitely forget for next time. Let's panic looking for which cat made that meow. Yeah, all the cats in the game that we've run into. This gives me a chance to talk about the coffin and kind of geek out even more about these two, but sorry about that. The motorcycle outside. It is my interpretation. This is not confirmed. This is all speculation. We have zero evidence for any of this, but it is my interpretation that this is Maria's coffin, and that somehow I feel like Gehrman left these flowers that I'm going to step on right now. I don't know how the nature of the nightmare works, or like how he would have been able to reach her, but it just feels poetic to me.
Blasphemous murders, blood-crazed fiends. Atonement for the wretches, by the wrath of Mother Goss. Mercy for the poor wizened child. Mercy. Oh, please. Curse here, curse there. A curse for he and she. White hair. A bottomless curse. A bottomless sea. Source of all greatness. All things that be. Listen for the baneful chants. Weep with them as one in trance. And weep with us. Oh, weep with us.
Accursed brew. So we got new dialogue and an item because we are Broccoli Head. Because our item discovery has been increased. Let's read about the accursed brew that we just received. Skull of a local from the violating... Sorry, I'm gonna get out of his range. Sounds like when I eat something gross. Ugh, this accursed brew. But if you notice, it was a head, and this figure is missing. Real quick. Skull of a local from the violated fishing village. The inside of the skull was forcibly searched for eyes, as evidenced by innumerable scratches and indentations. No wonder the skull became stewed in curses. They who offer baneful chants weep with them as one in trance. The accursed brew that he definitely just puked up. He seems afflicted by something. He seemed not to really be human-shaped anymore, but perhaps used to be human. He had human legs, and was speaking with a human voice, but it seems like he was undergoing some sort of transformation. If we look at this head also seems to have been undergoing some sort of transformation. What is tying all these knots together, this rope on its head, is like... I think that's the same pick that they... Sorry, my stomach turned for a second. That's the same sort of pick that they use for lobotomies, or that they used to use for lobotomies. And this is called the Violated Fishing Village. So it seems like we are getting closer to what the sin of the hunters was. That's all we're going to do for now. And next time, we're going to explore this fishing hamlet. And perhaps uncover a bit of that sin and what exactly happened here. I'm so excited to uncover the lore of this cursed little hamlet. It's some good stuff. This was a very fun stream. The DLC is absolutely my favorite out of all the content in Bloodborne. I'm glad you guys got to be here for it. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Alright, have a good rest of your Sunday. Bye.